I got really tired of working on my budget on my notepad, so I decided to use Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey. It's basically an online budgeting system. I hear you, bro. I was doing the same exact thing until I found about Dave Ramsey. Yo, in this video, we're going to show you how to use Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar tool online. Full tutorial. What is up? I'm your host with the most, Brandon Young, bringing you another video. On this channel, I talk about how to make, save, and invest money. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And also check out my Instagram. It'll be down there below. Now, people, we got a major problem today. We do not know how to budget. But don't worry, it's not your fault. It's cause we do not learn it at school whatsoever, which is kind of a bad thing because considering everything that school teaches you, I think financial literacy should be high up on the list. But nothing's stopping us from learning this on our own. Now, budgeting in all is a great thing, and I know a lot of people, they use their notepad to do these, but when you use the Every Dollar tool, it's just taking that above the edge, taking it to the next level. Now, before we can get started with the system, there's gonna be a couple of things that you're gonna need. Now, for those of you who have not started with budgeting and this is the actual first time, I just wanna say good job. You're on the right track. But there's a couple things that you're gonna need to get started. Now, the first thing I would say is you should know exactly how much you get from your paycheck every single month. And this, you'll have to cut it up in half because on the Every Dollar app, we use one paycheck and then we use a second paycheck. So I don't know how you get paid, but basically you should know that figure to start off with. Secondly, you should make a list of all your debts or things that you pay out monthly. So this doesn't exactly have to be some type of budget that you're making before you use the Every Dollar app, but it's good to have a nice round figure or something that you can look to basically show what you're gonna owe during the month. Now, once you have these items in place, we are now ready to go ahead and tackle this tutorial. So we are now on the Every Dollar app. Now, in order for you to sign up, all you got to do is head over to the everydollar.com website and you just sign in. Now, the great thing is if you have a Dave Ramsey solution product already, all you have to do is use the same username and login and it'll allow you to log into Every Dollar. Isn't that amazing? Now, when you start with this, it can be a little bit intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. And if you don't know what a lot of these things mean, I'll walk through it with you because I know it can be very stressful, very annoying, not knowing exactly what things are. But I wanna head over to this section over here. So right now, we're in the budget section, but I want you to pay close attention to the section that says baby steps. Now, if you are not familiar with the baby steps, what are you doing? You need to learn these. Now, Dave Ramsey has these things called the baby steps in which he feels you should follow the same exact process because if you do, you will unlock financial freedom. Now, in his first baby step, he talks about the $1,000 emergency fund and how you should, any life thing that happened, you should be prepared for it. So an emergency fund is for those unexpected events in life that you cannot plan for. And an unexpected pregnancy, a faulty car transmission. He basically just wants you to be prepared for what life has to throw at you. Now, I know you guys are like, oh, we need to get into the budget, but I need to explain these things because they do go hand in hand with the budget. Now, the emergency fund, you should be budgeting this into your budget because you do need to have some money for a rainy day. A lot of people just live paycheck to paycheck, and then when accidents happen, they're not prepared for it. but we're not going to spend too much time on it. I just want to show you the baby steps real quick. So the second one is to pay off all debt using the debt snowball. I'll go over that in a separate video, but as you can see, they have like little bit of check marks and stuff next to it because he wants you to incorporate it into your budget. Next thing is to save 3 to 6 months of expenses. 4, save 15% for retirement. 5, college fund for kids. 6, pay off your house. And 7, build wealth and give. Now, without further ado, let's get into this budget. Now, as you heard me say earlier, I've said that it's so important for you to have some type of round ball number, or you can even get your bills so you can know exactly how much you make every single month. Now, depending on what job you have, you may get paid bi-weekly, you may be getting paid weekly, or you may be getting paid monthly. Whatever the case is, you just need to put that paycheck amount or how many paychecks you get throughout the month. You basically press add a paycheck. Then you can put whatever name is. Maybe you have several businesses. Maybe you have several sources of income. So maybe you have a YouTube channel. You can put in YouTube here. Whatever the case may be, however incomes you have, just separate it. Add it into your budget. So I'll delete this because I already have my paychecks on there, but that's how you set up your paycheck. Now, as you see on the corner, as soon as you put that income portion in, then it'll basically line everything up and it'll show how much you make in income. And then you'll see these other colors and we'll go right into that. Now, they have a tab for giving. However you may be religious, you may want to give tithes, you may want to donate to charity. Whatever case it may be, you can add an item, put in tithes. You can budget in your tithes that you may be giving on Sunday. So that's always great. So you can just put in tithes and maybe charity, whatever case may be, you want to budget that in. But whenever you do these, you want to be putting the most important stuff first. So things that you cannot live without. So no, that does not mean clothes, does not mean shoes. That means your bills, your electricity, your water. Things like that are the first things that you need to put on that budget. And whatever the case may be, if you have some money left, then you can do it. But in this case, there is a giving tab, so we'll delete that as well. Now, next thing is that saving, the emergency fund that we saw on the baby step 1. So right now, until you get your budget situated, this is going to be the last thing on your list. As I said, you want to work from the most important to, not saying that an emergency fund is not important, but it's going to be lower on the list. So we're going to work with the things that you need to pay, like your mortgage or your water, things that you cannot live without. Now, here is the most important part. Now, this is the section that I was talking about. So housing. So what do you think about when you think about housing? Housing may be mortgages, HOA dues. So if you don't know what HOA dues, essentially if you live maybe in a group place where there's like a lot of homes and stuff, usually you have like an association that may pick up the snow or do certain things, and all you got to do is pay the HOA fee every single month, if that makes sense. So we have water, we have natural gas, propane, electricity, mobile phone, cable, garbage, whatever the case may be, whatever comes down to your house. You may have a lot more debts and stuff that you need to pay during the month. If that's the case, you can just add an item, add it to the list, and then set the price, and then you're good to go.
But for right now, don't have a mortgage, don't have HOAs, I don't have natural gas or propane. Electricity is around $150 a month. Mobile phone is about $60. Yes, I got that good plan. Cable, I don't use cable, so I usually just pay for internet because I don't find myself watching TV that often. I mean, you regularly just use the internet, watch YouTube, Amazon Fire Stick, stuff of that sort. Garbage, depending on where you live, you may have to pay for your garbage. So there goes that part. And then next you have transportation. So how much do you pay for gas during the month? Do you pay $50? How much does it take for you to fill up your tank? Maybe you can, depending on what type of car you have, you may have a V6, V4, V8. You may have to fill up more than the other person. So you want to basically average this into your budget just in case. You have car replacements, just in case you need to replace something on your car, maybe tires, stuff of that sort. And whatever may come up due to transportation. Transportation can also include public transportation. So if you have, take the MTA, you take the subway, you take the Long Island Railroad. I don't know, however you get to work, because not everybody drives. So whatever amount of money that you have to pay during the month to get to where you need to go, you need to have that incorporated into your budget. Now we have food. So these things you want to have budgeted in. So, sometimes you're out on the road or you want to go eat with your friends and you may not have that budgeted into your budget. Now you can. You have a restaurants tab right here. So don't just go out and eat every single day and don't know how much you're wasting on food. Have a set amount of money, maybe $100, $150 for the month. That's a bit high. Until you're financially free and you can manage your budget, honestly, you should not be going out to eat that often. I would say maybe once a month, but even if you have a lot of bills, honestly, you should not be going out to eat at all. I mean, maybe it's a special occasion, but in that case, you really should be trying to save money, trying to get all these debts paid off. But the most important one up here on the food aisle is the groceries. Now you need to have these budgeted in. So I'm paying around maybe $75 for groceries. Now, as you can see on the corner, every single time we add something to this list, you'll see a separate tab pop up, which is awesome. So you're basically differentiating your different debts due to category, and also you'll be able to see how much you got left within your budget. It's good to have your budget laid out so you can actually see what's going on, what you're doing during your month. Now, in terms of lifestyle, this is probably one of the biggest tabs. So depending on if you have a pet or if you want clothes, if you got to pay for childcare, whatever case it may be, everybody's life is different. So this section is going to be different depending on the person. Some people have subscriptions. Some people have Netflix. Some people have Hulu. Some people may have another subscription. So you just want to add these there. You can always add the item specifically by name, or you can just put all the subscription numbers together and just put it under the subscription tab, whatever case may be. But yeah, that's how you want to do it. Some people go to the gym. Some people have to pay a monthly fee for the gym. You want to put that monthly fee here. Sports and entertainment. You can put it in gym membership or sports entertainment. Sports and entertainment may be you signed up for a league to play every month, or you want to go and see a game, things of that sort, maybe sports and entertainment. So miscellaneous, that's just anything that you feel that's important or you want to add on there and it doesn't have a specific name, so you just add it on there. Now, we also have insurance and tax. So some people have a job and they pay for their health insurance, which is great, but some people have to pay out of pocket. So if you do, go ahead and put that big nice number right there. Some people pay life insurance every single month, and people pay auto insurance every month. So if you're at that age where you want to pay for life insurance, you want to make sure that the people around you are good, then you go ahead, put that number in there. And also what I like is when it comes to certain categories, every dollar will actually let you shop providers based off the category. So it's kind of like, okay, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. I'm going to put you on to a provider that provides this, which is kind of cool. I mean, you don't have to sign up, but you can always check it out. Then lastly, we have the debt section. So any debt, outstanding debt that may not be in any of these other categories, you can add that bad boy right here. Now, the budget, honestly, is very straightforward. You basically go through the whole list. So I'm just going to tell you this. You're going to use the most important things first. So these are going to include stuff like housing, basically things of like housing and insurance should come first. Once you pay those and your debts, you should be able to go into the lifestyle section and pay for these. But you want to add your debts, so you want to pay these, you want to pay your insurances, and you want to pay your housing off first. I must stress this because a lot of people do it in the wrong order. They will pay for clothes and shoes and stuff first, then they'll try to deal with their cell phone bill and things of that sort after, which is a big no. Do not do that. But once you've done that and you've added and put in all the numbers, you'll know when your budget will be done. So you can do this budget either for the whole month or you can do it bi-weekly. Either way is good. But I like to do it per month so I don't have to keep going in there and doing it over and over again. But usually once you do it once and you don't have a lot of new recurring things popping up, you can use this budget for however long you want. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of the other features that you can use, but it's not really necessary, but it's great to have them there. So it's also cool that they give you the option to actually add your bank account information there. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, that's scary. Why would I want to add my bank account information? Well, what this app does is it takes a look at what you use daily from your debit card, and it'll actually add it on the app for you, or it'll actually show you what you use, which is it's a good thing. You basically don't have to do the legwork and do the research. You basically just add your card information and it'll do it for you. So here's the actual list of some of the banks that they carry. They carry Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Capital One, just to name a few. And if you want to search up your bank, I don't know, HSBC, they have a lot of banks. So your bank most likely is on there, and if not, I think it gives you the option to add it. If you can't find the bank, just learn more here. But this is actually a great feature for those who want to, go a step further to see what exactly they're spending their money on every single month. So then we have the transaction tab. Now, transactions, you can basically track transactions. No, nothing too big, but it's good to have things tallied down, have your transactions tracked, because sometimes we can lose track of the different things that we do on a daily basis. So with this, it's basically a good stepping stone to being more organized. Now, with that being said, essentially, it's very simple to create a budget, and not sure why people have not started yet, but this is pretty straightforward. Just clicking in some numbers, having it pop up on the side right there, and you're pretty much good to go. Now, I know that video was pretty lengthy, but we have to go into the nuts and bolts. We have to show every little thing because it's essential that you have a budget so you can better yourself, you can get your finances on track, because I want you to be the best person that you can be. Now, if you found that video helpful, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you didn't understand any single part of that video, let me know and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that even if you don't use the Every Dollar app, that you definitely take something from this. You definitely start learning how to budget, or you start learning how to save money, or just being able to just take something from this and apply it to your life. Anyway, I hope you have an incredible day. I will see you in my next video. Peace.